Hey there, so today's video is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be doing a voiceover instead of an actual video. That's because we're going over paragraphs of the contract and I want you to be able to see them as I'm talking about them. So I think it'll be very informative and helpful. So today we're going over the first half of the contract. Next week we'll go over the last half. So I think it'll help a lot. So give it a listen and let me know what you think. Thanks.
Sales price. This is a paragraph where we let the sellers know what we'll be offering for their property. In line 1, that indicates your down payment that you'll be bringing. Line 2 lets them know that you'll be using a source of lending. In most cases, that's going to be a third-party financing addendum, meaning that you're using a lender to purchase the property. Line 3 there is just a sum of the cash that you're bringing and the lending, and this is the effective sales price. The second paragraph that we get the most questions about is the earnest money, and we're going in order of the contract here. So earnest money is also referred to as good faith money. This is a check that you as the buyer write when we execute a contract. This amount is typically about 1% of the purchase price, but again, everything in real estate is negotiable. When we close on the property, the check that you write will be credited back towards your closing costs. So you get this amount back. If you as the buyer terminate the contract outside of the option period, you will not get this money back. The seller will keep it in consideration of the default of the contract. The next paragraph that we talk about is the title policy. So the title policy is another thing that is obviously negotiable in real estate, as everything is. And it can be used to make your offer stronger in a multiple offer situation. So the title policy protects you as the buyer from harm when purchasing this property in regards to liens, encumbrances, defects of the title of property. Basically provides clarity as to if the property is able to be sold by the seller and that there is no one else that has claim to this property in any way. The next paragraph is about survey. The survey is a drawing of a plot of the land and everything on it. So it shows obviously the house, any easements that are on the property, building setback lines, fences, poles, sheds, and really anything else physical that is on the property. In a lot of cases, the seller already has a survey, but if they do not, or something has changed, there'll need to be a new survey. And of course, this is negotiable as to who pays for this. The fifth paragraph that we're going to talk about is property condition, and this is the one that we really get the most questions on. So what this is in the very first part there, we let the sellers know if we have received the seller's disclosure. And if not, we let them know that we want to see it within a certain amount of days. And typically that's 2. So the as-is box is the one that raises the most questions. This does not mean we cannot negotiate repairs. So if we were at the house and we saw something that was blatantly obvious, or the sellers have disclosed that something is broken, and we know this in fact, then we would request that this be repaired up front in that next box there. If the offer is accepted, the seller would be obligated to repair what we've requested in accordance with the contract. Just to reiterate, again, the checking as is does not mean that we cannot or will not negotiate repairs after our inspection. So for this video, the last one that we're going to talk about, we'll finish up next week with probably about 6 more. But in this video, the last one we're going to talk about is the home warranty. This is also known as a residential service contract. This is an optional service for the buyer, and of course, it is negotiable. The buyer may ask that the seller provide a home warranty of their choosing up to a certain amount, which is specified in this paragraph. A home warranty is there to protect you if a major item in your house should break down anywhere in the future, and they last about a year in most cases. And we'll touch more on the home warranty in a later video. So thanks for listening.